Kalpana. Today in this video we are going to learn all silver teacups. All silver teacups rule. Okay. So before going to all silver teacups, let's see what is quadrant. What is quadrant? The lines divide the plane into 4 parts and each one of them is called quadrant. The lines divide the plane into 4 parts. The lines divides the plane into 4 parts. And each one of them is called quadrant. Okay. Consider this blackboard as a plane. So these are the lines that divides plane. Say x prime, y prime, and O. The lines dividing the plane into 4 parts. Each one, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. Each one of them are called quadrants. So how many quadrants we are having? 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So first quadrant is X, O, Y. First quadrant. And second quadrant Y, O, X prime. Y, O, X prime. And third quadrant is X prime, O, Y prime. X prime, O, Y prime. And fourth quadrant is Y prime, O, X. Y prime, O, X. Is it clear? So we are having 4 quadrants. Okay. So now let's see all silver teacups rule. All silver teacups rule helps to evaluate different trigonometric ratios in different quadrants. All silver teacups. All silver teacups. Okay. In the first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. All the trigonometric ratios are positive. Okay. Next, silver. This is for second quadrant. S for sine. Sine. Reciprocal of sine is cosecant. So sine and cosecant are positive. Okay. Sine and cosecant are positive. S for sine. And reciprocal of sine is cosecant. Next, T. T. The letter T stands for tan. Tan. And reciprocal of tan is cot. Cotangent. So tan and cot are positive in the third quadrant, second quadrant, and first quadrant. Coming to fourth quadrant. C. Cups. C stands for cos. And reciprocal of cos is secant. Cos and secant are positive. Okay. So now let's see degrees. 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees. One complete rotation will be equals to 360 degrees. Okay. So now you're having 0, 90, 180, 270 and 360 degrees. If you want, you can write in radians. 90 degrees equals to pi by 2. 180 degrees is pi. 270 degrees is 3 pi by 2. 360 degrees is 2 pi. If you want, you can convert in radians also. Okay. All silver teacups. Now, we are going to find trigonometric ratios in different quadrants. Trigonometric ratios in different quadrants. Okay. This is for y-axis is for 90 and 270 and x-axis is for 0, 180, 360. Okay. Just remember this. Okay. Now, for x-axis, you're having x-axis 180 degrees and 360 degrees, and for y-axis you're having 90 degrees and 270 degrees. Okay. For 90 degrees plus or minus theta, you'll be having trigonometric ratios for 90 degrees plus or minus theta, 270 degrees plus or minus theta, 180 degrees plus or minus theta, and 360 degrees plus or minus theta. Okay. For 90 degrees and 270 degrees, the trigonometric function, that is sine and cos, will change, like sine to cos, cos to sine, tan to cot, cot to tan, secant to cosecant, cosecant to secant. Okay. And signs, positive or negative sign, depends on quadrant. Depends on quadrant. Positive or negative signs depends on quadrant. Okay. So coming to x-axis, that is 180 degrees, 360 degrees or minus theta, the trigonometric functions remain same, that is sine to sine, cos to cos, tan to tan, cot to cot, secant to secant, cosecant to cosecant. Okay. And positive or negative signs depends on quadrant. Positive or negative sign depends on quadrant rule. Quadrant rule. That is, we are having all silver teacups rule, right? In the first quadrant, all are positive. In second quadrant, S for sine, and reciprocal of sine is positive, and remaining all negative. And for the third quadrant, T stands for tan, and reciprocal of tan is cot. Tan and cot are positive and remaining are negative. And cups, fourth quadrant, C stands for cos, and reciprocal of cos is secant. So secant and cos are positive and remaining are negative. Okay. In the first quadrant, you will find trigonometric ratios for 90 minus theta, and for second quadrant 90 plus theta and 180 minus theta, that is 90 degrees minus theta and 180 degrees minus theta. 90 degrees plus theta, 90 plus and 180 minus theta. And for the third quadrant, 180 degrees plus theta and 270 degrees minus theta. 180 degrees plus theta and 270 degrees minus theta. Okay. And for the fourth quadrant, 270 plus theta, 360 minus theta. 270 plus theta, 270 plus theta, 360 degrees minus theta and minus theta. Okay. So now let's start with first quadrant. So first quadrant, that is all. That means all trigonometric ratios have positive sign. Okay. And here we are going to find for 90 degrees minus theta. Okay. For 90 degrees and 270 degrees, change. That is sine to trigonometric ratios will change. Sine to cos, cos to sine, like that. And for 180 and 360, for this line, not change. Does not change. Okay. Remember this. Okay. For 90 minus theta, sine 90 degrees minus theta, cos 90 degrees minus theta, tan 90 degrees minus theta, cot 90 degrees minus theta, secant 90 degrees minus theta, cosecant 90 degrees minus theta. Since it is 90, so 90 means change. That is sine to cos, cos to sine. 90 degrees means change. That is sine to cos, cos to sine, like that. So sine, cos theta, cos, cos changes to sine, tan changes to cot, cot changes to tan, secant changes to cosecant, cosecant changes to secant theta. Okay. And the signs positive or negative depends upon quadrant. In the first quadrant, you are having all. That means all are positive. Yes. All are positive. Okay. This is for first quadrant. Okay. Now coming to second quadrant. Second quadrant. In the second quadrant, you are having silver. Silver. S stands for sine. Reciprocal of sine is cosecant. So sine and cosecant are positive. Okay. And you are having 90 degrees plus theta, 180 degrees minus theta. So you are having 90. In 90 and 270, functions will change. That is sine to sine, sine to cos, like that. And for 180 degrees, not change, does not change. So sine to sine, cos to cos, like that you'll get. Okay. And the signs positive or negative depends upon the quadrant rule. Okay. So let's see for 90 degrees plus theta. Sine 90 degrees plus theta. Cos 90 degrees plus theta. tan 90 degrees plus theta, cot 90 degrees plus theta, secant 90 degrees plus theta, cosecant 90 degrees plus theta, which is equals to, since this is for 90, so trigonometric functions will change. Sine to cos, cos theta, sine theta, tan to cot theta, cot to tan theta, secant to cosecant theta, cosecant to secant theta. Okay, and sines depends upon quadrant. So in the second quadrant, sine and cosecant are positive. The remaining are negative. Sine, sine, positive. Cosecant, cosecant, positive, and remaining are negative. Okay. Now, let's see for 180 degrees minus theta. 180 degrees minus theta. 180 does not change. So, trigonometric functions does not change. Sine to sine, cos to cos, tan to tan, like that you'll get. Okay. Sine 180 degrees minus theta, cos 180 degrees minus theta, tan 180 degrees minus theta, cot 180 degrees minus theta, secant 180 degrees minus theta, cosecant 180 degrees minus theta. Okay, so here trigonometric functions will not change. So sine remains sine, cos to cos, tan to tan, cot to cot, secant to secant, cosecant to cosecant. Okay, so signs, positive or negative signs depends upon quadrant. So in the second quadrant, sine and cosecant are positive. Sine, cosecant are positive and the remaining are negative. Okay, this is for 180 minus theta and this is for 90 degrees plus theta. Likewise, you can find for the other quadrants. Third quadrant. So the third quadrant, T stands for tan and reciprocal of tan is cot. Both are positive. Fine. Next, you'll be having angles 270, 180 degrees plus theta and 270 degrees minus theta. 180 trigonometric functions will not change. So sine to sine, cos to cos, like that you'll get. And for 270 change. So sine to cos, cos to sine, tan to cot, cot to tan, secant to cosecant, cosecant to secant. Okay. And positive or negative signs depends on quadrant rule. Okay, so firstly we'll see for 180 degrees plus theta and next for 270 degrees minus theta. Okay, sine 180 degrees minus theta, cos 180 degrees minus theta, tan 180 degrees minus theta, cot 180 degrees minus theta, secant 180 degrees minus theta, cosecant 180 degrees minus theta. Okay, 180 degrees plus theta. So not change. Not change means sine to sine, cos to cos, tan to tan. Sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, secant theta, cosecant theta. Okay. Now coming to sines. Depends on third quadrant rule. That is tan and cot are positive. Tan, positive. Cot, positive. And the remaining are negative. Okay. Next, for 270 minus theta. Sine 270 degrees minus theta. Cos 270 degrees minus theta. Tan 270 degrees minus theta. Cot 270 degrees minus theta. Secant 270 degrees minus theta. Cosecant 270 degrees minus theta. Okay. So 270 change. So sine to cos, cos to sine, tan to cot, cot to tan, secant to cosecant, cosecant to secant. Okay. Sines. Sines depends on quadrant rule. Tan and cot are positive. Tan, cot. And the remaining are negative. Okay. And this is for 270 degrees minus theta. This is for 180 degrees plus theta. That is trigonometric ratios in third quadrant. Okay. Next, fourth quadrant. For the fourth quadrant, you have to find for 3 angles. Fourth quadrant, cups. C stands for cos. Reciprocal of cos is secant. Both are positive. Only cos and secant are positive. Remaining are negative. Next, angles. First we'll see for 270 degrees plus theta. And next 360 degrees minus theta. And finally for minus theta. Okay. 270 degrees plus theta. So sines always depends upon fourth quadrant rule, but trigonometric functions will change for 270. Sine to cos, and for 360 sine to sine, that is remains same. And for minus theta also it remains same. Okay. Now coming to 270 degrees plus theta. Trigonometric ratios for this. Sine 270 degrees plus theta. Cos 270 degrees plus theta. Tan 270 degrees plus theta. Cot 270 degrees plus theta. Secant 270 degrees plus theta. Cosecant 270 degrees plus theta. Okay. So for 270 degrees change. That is trigonometric functions will change. Sine to cos, cos to sine, tan to cot, cot to tan, secant to cosecant, cosecant to secant. Okay. Sines depends on quadrant rule, fourth quadrant rule, that is sine, cos and secant are positive. Cos, secant, and remaining are negative. Next, coming to 360 degrees minus theta. Sine 360 degrees minus theta. Cos 360 degrees minus theta. Tan 360 degrees minus theta. Cot 360 degrees minus theta. Secant 360 degrees minus theta. Cosecant 360 degrees minus theta. Okay. For 360, trigonometric functions will not change. Sine to sine, cos to cos, tan to tan, cot to cot, secant to secant, cosecant to cosecant. Okay. And the signs depends upon fourth quadrant rule, that is cos and secant are positive. Cos and secant are positive, remaining are negative. Okay. Fine. So this is for 360 minus theta, and this is for 270 plus theta. Next for minus theta. Minus theta. Trigonometric ratios for negative angle, minus theta. Okay. And fourth quadrant. Trigonometric ratios for negative angles or angle. Sine minus theta, cos minus theta, tan minus theta, cot minus theta, secant minus theta, cosecant minus theta. So this is for fourth quadrant. Not change. So you'll get sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, secant theta, cosecant theta. Okay, science depends upon quadrant rule. For the fourth quadrant, that is cups, C for cos, reciprocal of cos is secant. So both are positive, cos, secant, and the remaining are negative. Okay. So one complete rotation is 360 degrees. Okay. First quadrant, for the first quadrant, you'll be having 90 minus theta, and for second quadrant, 90 plus theta and 180 minus theta, and for third quadrant, 180 plus theta and 270 minus theta, and for the fourth quadrant, 270 plus theta and 360 minus theta and 4 minus theta. Okay. So if you consider x-axis, just remember blindly, if you consider x-axis for 180 degrees, 360 degrees and 0, sorry, and minus theta, the trigonometric functions will not change, does not change. That means sine to sine, cos to cos, like that you'll get. And for the y-axis, 90 to 70, the trigonometric functions will change. And whatever angle you consider, It depends, the positive or negative sign depends upon the quadrant rule. Okay. Hope you all understood. This is all for now. Hope you all understood. If you have any doubts, just leave your comments below. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye. All silver teacups rule.